All right, hey, my name is Sergeant Nixon. I'm with the Perry Police Department Patrol Division.
My name is Corporal Brown with the Perry Police Department Patrol Division.
Hey, we're excited about you being a part of this virtual camp this summer. We want to show you a lot of things that we do with the police department, specifically with the Patrol Division. Sometimes you may see a police officer and we have our uniform on and it looks like a lot of stuff. And it really is, and it weighs like 32 pounds. But all the things that we wear on our vest, our uniform, are tools that we use in our job every day. Those tools are not comfortable to carry. They may not be fun to be a part of, but if you need them, it's important to have them with you. Corporal Brown is going to show you on the front of his vest, we actually are issued tasers. Tasers are a tool that we use to minimize hurt. Like, it's not designed, we don't want to hurt anyone when we're dealing with them. What that taser does is it gives us another option if someone's making a really bad decision and we need to take them into custody, or maybe they got to go and explain something that was going on. That's another tool that we carry. It is not fun though. You do not want to be tased. Every officer, yeah, that sound changes everything. Every officer in our department had to be exposed to the taser 5 seconds so that we would know exactly what was going on. Two reasons. One is we want to be able to articulate whether or not that taser was a piece of equipment that would render us where we'd be in trouble if someone were to get it and use it against us. The other thing it does, it gives us empathy. So if we actually have to use that on a suspect, then we don't want to overuse it. We just want to use it to the very bare minimum so we can effect and do our job properly. In addition to that, we have a couple other things. Most of our vests are set up very similar, but we just have different locations we put it on, like handcuffs. So I carry 3 pair of handcuffs. Some people carry, Corporal Brown, how many you got?
2.
He carries 2 pair of handcuffs. It's not so much that we're going to arrest 3 people or 2 people at the same time, but sometimes we actually link them together so that you may have somebody like a real big, strong muscle man, and he can't put his hands behind his back, and it actually takes 2 pair to carry. Now, Corporal Brown carries 2 pair. I actually carry 3 pair because I arrested a lady one time, and I said, hey, put your hands behind your back, and she went like this. And I was like, that's not behind your back. She said, that's as far as they go. So that's why I carry 3 pair on my equipment every single day. In addition to that, all of our officers have body cameras. Our body cameras, and then like Corporal Brown actually has his body mic right here, that actually connects back to our patrol car, which we're going to show you a little bit more later. But it actually relays all the sound so that there's a video, not only in our car, but on our body camera, and a microphone that records everything that's said. So that way, there's no question. So sometimes people may say, no, that officer said this, or the officer may say, no, the person we dealt with said this. It gives us an actual recording so that everyone is as honest as possible. And sometimes when you're in the middle of a lot, it's hard to remember exactly what was said. So that camera is a safety net for our citizens and for our police officers. We love our cameras. Like, our cameras are our lifeline. In addition to that, Corporal Brown carries his magazines. These are extra magazines that actually have bullets for our service weapon. We're not going to go through and show you our pistol. We know that most of you have seen a gun at some point. Your parents may hunt. Like, we live in the South. We do want to tell you this though. If you're at home and you see a firearm and you can touch it, it's too close. If you see a firearm in your home that's not secure and it's not safe for kids to be around, tell your parents. If you tell your parents and they knew nothing about it, tell another adult. You can even tell me or Corporal Brown, and we'll have a conversation with parents. Because while a lot of people have guns, not bad, but guns can hurt you. So never, ever, ever assume that a gun is safe. Like, always treat it like it's the most dangerous thing that you've ever seen. Keep your hands off of it. Don't touch it. If you got close enough that you can touch it, get an adult. You don't want to be messing with guns because you can get hurt. The other thing that Corporal Brown wears on his front of his vest is his radio. Now, I carry my radio still on my belt. The one cool thing about our radios is this little red button right here. Now, this radio gives us the ability to communicate. We can talk to the 911 center. So if there's an emergency, you call 911, the 911 center will call us on this radio and tell us where it is, and then we can respond and get there very quickly without having to waste a whole lot of time. Let's just say Corporal Brown and I are somewhere and we need the police. And we can't mash or tell the people what's going on with us. All of our radios are equipped with a little orange button on the end here. That's our emergency button. When I mash that button, and you don't want to, but sometimes you have to, every radio in the entire county stops. It sends out a tone, and all the dispatchers hear everything we say for 10 seconds. Now, unfortunately, sometimes when we mash that button, we do it by accident, and it sounds like this. Uh-oh, I mashed my button. And then you have to tell them that you're okay, and then they know that not to send extra officers. But if you're in a situation that you can't use your hands, that's a really super important piece of equipment that we have, because I can tell exactly what's going on, and I can still use my hands to deal with whatever threat that we're dealing with at the time. The other thing that we carry in our vest is our batons. So these batons or actually used, I've never actually used this on a suspect. I have busted some windows out before with like kids who were stuck in a car or people who were in a car crash, and I've used this to open up the window so that we get access to them. Another piece of equipment we carry is horrible, but it's better than actually escalating force and having to hurt someone worse. Sometimes the way it works is that when it sprays it in your eyes or on your face, it affects your ability to breathe. And the idea is that if you can't breathe, it's hard to fight. And we don't want to fight. We don't want the people to fight, and we don't want to fight them. So it's another tool that we carry. In addition to that, like I say, I got 3 pair of handcuffs. I have my pepper spray here. Corporal wears his right behind his pistol. Sometimes we have things like my flashlight will go here or extra magazines. Right now, with all the stuff going on and stuff, we've been issued a few more pieces of equipment, like our mask. So if Corporal Brown and I were closer than 6 feet apart now, we would have to wear our mask and our gloves if we couldn't social distance. But because we're not, we can actually still work. We can keep a good safe distance from people, but that's another tool that the department gives us to keep us safe. The most expensive tool that we have in our entire toolbox is this piece of equipment behind us. This is Corporal Brown's patrol car. He's going to walk you through. Yeah, come on over and he'll show you some of the stuff, including lights and sirens.
So inside of my patrol car, I have a few things. I have a computer. I have my other in-car camera system. I have a GPS system, a radar system. I have different systems to where I can track people's speeds. I can read license plates, tag read. I have a little bit of everything. If you look down, right there you can see my dashboard. I keep my good hand sanitizer. I also have my system where I keep my lights and my cameras with. If you look at the top of my car, you pan out and look at the top of my car, you'll start seeing my tag reader system. These right here, pretty much, I can ride past a car and I can tell if they have insurance on their car by reading just their tags until their tags is expired, if it's not registered, whatever the case would be. That gives me a reason, hopefully, not to pull them over. Look at the back of my car. This is where the bad guys sit at. You don't want to sit back here. Have bars on the windows. It's hard plastic seats that it's just not comfortable. If you sit back here, there's a problem, and we're gonna have to work to correct that problem.
Hey, Corporal, show them our favorite part.
Oh, it's the lights.
So that's our favorite part, but it's probably not your parents' favorite part if it's behind them. So sometimes we actually have to do traffic stops, and a lot of times that's where most citizens will interact with law enforcement. So if you are a part of a traffic stop, let's just say you're riding with an aunt or uncle or your parents, and they may get pulled over, or maybe they go through a road check, or maybe they go through and there's an officer directing traffic because there's a car crash, or maybe somebody needed help, or the fire department was working on a scene, and you have to slow down and pay attention. So one of the things we're issued are traffic vests. Those traffic vests are like real bright, reflective orange or green vests. If you see a patrol car and their lights are going and there's an officer standing outside directing traffic, encourage your parents. Hey, just say, be real careful, like they're trying to work. We don't want to get hurt, and we don't want anybody else to get hurt. The other thing is that if you do have interaction with a police officer, we want you to know one thing: you're not your enemy. Like, we're not trying to get you. We don't want to get on to kids. We don't want to get on to anyone. We want you, when you see us and you see all this equipment and stuff that we're wearing, we want you to see someone who is there for you, to make sure that you're safe, to make sure that you're protected, and to make sure if you need help, all you have to do is call us. You call 911, or if you're in trouble and you see a police officer, you stop that officer, I promise you, we will make a difference, and we will try our best to help you get through whatever it is that you're going through right now. Again, my name is Sergeant Mixon. I'm with the Perry Police Department, your police department, and we appreciate you and thank you guys for participating in this camp this summer.
Have a great day, kids.